I'm just here to entertain myself.
Oh.
Oh, that's all there is? Huh. I wonder what it would be like to be able to see the same things as the other king and then laugh instead of being horrified. What would that make someone? Why did they do this with video players? Here I thought I was going to be able to wander through the whole world here. This looks interesting. A brief moment ago, I joined on a friend just to see what was up and chill and to enjoy a social environment for a short bit. Ended up meeting some new people. Didn't get any new friend requests, thankfully. I don't think I want to stick around in that social environment for too long. It's a great place to have deep conversations, but some people get so lost in the details and the differences between concepts that I feel like I would be out of place, even there, even in the world of philosophy. The wishes no one knows about. All those unspoken dreams that orbit the lives of individual people and affect them all in different ways. Beautiful. I've been here before. The world is wonderful, visually. Yeah, if only I could walk up the pipe. Pipes don't have collision though. Bricks do, but no, brick don't. Thought it used to. Damn. I wonder what an eldritch joke would be. Fucking niche. And where we have the King in Yellow telling a joke to Cthulhu. They both laugh and the reality explodes. Bold of me to think that the King in Yellow and Cthulhu would get along, though. Proud of those efforts, even if they don't always end up well. Because it means I'm still learning. I'm still choosing to acknowledge what is. instead of ignoring it for a preference over what isn't. Little by little, that helps me take steps forward that I don't always even see. Helps me nurture my own self and my own growth without intending to. Join. Finding a point of communication between two completely different concepts and the conversation where both people are excited to express themselves, even if they're not fully understood, is honestly an interesting challenge. It's even if they don't consciously walk away with new information, simply the brief glance by is enough to
You better watch out.
help.
You better not cry. You better not pout.
Blech. Brain farted. Don't remember what I was talking about. Continuing. And of course, my brain immediately goes back to the easiest thing to think about. That's why it takes so much fucking effort to not think about that. What's this? Colored milk, what? Okay, that's just a group name with a neat thing. Got it. I was like, hold the fuck up. Middle of nowhere. Middle of nothing. Alright, let's see what happens. Ooh, nice atmosphere. Okay. Pretty anime girl, as per usual, in VRChat. List of easiest... Why is that in the bathroom of all places? Excuse me, but what? Why are you in here? Of all places? A fine establishment that also acknowledges degenerates. Lovely. Comfy, comfy. Outline. Oh, what the fuck? Creates a completely different look. I'm glad that PNG is slowly becoming the default for low quality, because I fucking love being able to see past myself and into the foreground without the background obscuring things from me. coffee. Hello there, and welcome to our establishment. How may I help you? You're not supposed to eat those on the job. I work here, I get paid to deal with the people's bullshit. I am going to eat these. Damn it, Dusky Powers can't reach from here. Oh. Oh. I like the aesthetic of this, even if it's not necessarily something I would personally go for as an aesthetic. Definitely a decent reference point. What the fuck are you? Let's see. Oh, okay. Understand, not much interested. Moving on. What the fuck are you? Order of life. The border and life and death can overlap, but only to some degree, not completely. At that point, they coexist as an entirely new concept that holds its own space. Pretty music. Ah, fine. I'll listen to it for a bit. Oh, come on. Can't you just let me sit on the ledge and look out at the sky while these cubes float up and out of the way? Oh. I might just want to use this as an inspiration or reference point for an idea. Because the color of the cubes is the exact same color that people and objects that don't have enough energy to sustain their own physical structure out in the unknown between would look like when they're ethereal. Yeah, I'm definitely using this as a reference point. Just for getting the concept across. You could put your hand above one of these cubes and the cube would pass right through. Ethereal. Try to rest on a tree at the edge of the forest, you'll pass right through. Its core color only becoming more and more clear the further away from the sustained energy there you are, till eventually only the outline of what was, what is, still is left, wandering through the unknown between as a ghost, as an echo of life bordering on death. For me, that color is cyan. For others, it might be a different color, a different expression. Who knows? pretty. And here's hoping that this is a mirrored structure and not just water reflection. Oh, I can walk on the water. Then why block me in like this? If I can walk on the water, let me walk to the edge of the world. I don't really know where everyone is. Lillian's probably yet to get off of work. Pyra seems to be dealing with something. And the other gremlins don't know how consistent. I'm not very consistent at communicating when you can and when you can't join off of me to chill. Because even I can't predict that, which sucks. I can't predict when I've got space for others. Sometimes I wish I could, it didn't take me energy to let them know, hey, I'm available to talk with right now, or hey, I'm busy with something right now. But stuff like that just doesn't come automatically to me. Costs effort, like a good chunk of everything else that I simulate of a regular person. Eventually, simulations get packed down, turned into efficiencies that take less effort. The longer I feel safe, the more certain of myself I feel. But that's not changing the amount of energy, much if at all. If anything, it's just optimizing things to run on less energy without destabilizing. Maintaining the structure without spending the same cost to create the structure. These words will mean much more things to me than they will to anyone else. I wonder what meaning others will be able to extract from them. Growth and structure intertwined, the artificial being the scaffolding for the natural. Should the structure get damaged, but the natural remain, and eventually it will sustain itself, so long as it is not burned down. Should the scaffolding remain, but no growth happen, then it is a useless structure. In a sense. Not always, but relatively. No single thing is useless, no single thing is truly worthless. It's all relative to the current moment and circumstance. Purpose exists in relativity. Relativity exists with purpose. I could open up and say a list of things that are easy for me to think about, that are entertaining for me to think about. But I don't think I want to. The temptation and desire to open it up as a point of social conversation being an archived fragment of time is interesting. But again, it would just be another empty attempt at communicating with someone who doesn't want to hear me. Either that or who can't hear me from their current position. Like trying to shout through the chaos of static twisting words and meanings between each other's viewpoints, to where only fragments come through and get reinterpreted. Intention is not impact. And that kinda sucks. In a world full of intentions, in a world where intention is impact, I have no doubt things would be more volatile. Be far more predictable, but still volatile. For without impact, because when impact is not separated from intention, then to have an intention at all is to have an impact. To have felt something without making room for if you choose to express it or not changes the outcome. Reality really is beautiful in a weird way. Silly piece of fiction. Naively hoping to reflect as much reality as possible, even if it turns out to be wrong on so many occasions. Another fragment of truth, created by my own hands instead of just simply taken from the world. A million things stolen and woven together. A million ideas synthesized to a different perspective. It's beautiful, even if it's a bit overwhelming sometimes. Oh. So that's why I would... So, okay, so winter reference point. No wonder this world had a, like, architectural reference point that I would want to somehow include in the what is and isn't in. It's not the outer shape of the room, but rather this presentation right here, wherein there's a half-step echo into a little comfy and chat area that also serves as a transition point up into a more personal and private area. Yet they are still both open and in a way that is inviting and pleasing, without contrasting or overlapping with each other. The floating steps definitely help with that, but at the same time, that creates a tripping opportunity and the stress tension further. Architecturally, it's beautiful. Practicality, I'd rather have stairs with substance. This is what I get like when I actually have like a deep conversation where two people try to understand each other, even if we don't always know what the other is saying. I'm very good at talking with people and just, okay, let yourself project if you need to. I'll listen and I'll see what it is you're offering to share, and I'll share back what I can see in you. Nurture as social function. Alright, what the fuck are you? All manipulations rely on social dynamics, but not all social dynamics rely on manipulation. All rectangles are squares, but not all squares are rectangles. Oh, it's just a theater. Okay. Nice presentation. Definitely goes for the aesthetic it wants, but if it's just aesthetic, then where's the substance? The substance would be the theater itself, but that's not very interesting to me as substance. I'm glad I didn't leave the world immediately. We get platforming for free. Ah, but Alright, let's try that again. Oh, this is an agonizing climb. Why did you make the platform so frickin' small? They're barely paced enough together well enough to actually frickin' get oneself up here. Due to height differences, you'd have to run against the platforms like I did. And then it wouldn't be consistent enough. Alright, I see teleport pad, we use teleport pad. Neat. Well, what is the difference between aesthetic and substance? Aesthetic is the visual look and appeal of something. Meanwhile, substance is knowing details that relate to how it would actually be laid out and planned, beyond just the simple aesthetic. A shallow surface compared to continental plate? Yeah. Scale range there is a bit wild, but whatever. Ooh. Yoink. I should have some ice cream. Today is my day to relax and not give a shit. I should have some ice cream. After all, it is Friday, right? Yes, it is. Okay, good. Oh, it's this place. I've been here before. Actually, I think they improved the decorations a little bit, but yeah, no, prefab, customized to someone else's preferences. Interesting, but not really something I would like to touch. Well, no, I don't want to jump to conclusions. Just because it's snowing doesn't mean the ocean would freeze over. After all, there's a transition state between cold enough to freeze and cold enough to thaw. And warm enough to thaw. Oh, a church? Let me go desecrate it. Joking. I'll do that to a place that actually tries to fucking hunt me down, but otherwise, people deserve to live their own lives in the ways they choose to. Does not mean leaving them helplessly to danger that they walk right face first into. But it does mean respecting that at some point you can't be there to help them. At some point, trying to help them would only push them further into the very thing you wish to protect them from. Because what you may express as care may end up being seen as control, even if you don't want it to or don't think of it as such. And so there is a conflict in the nuance of parenting that many people do not overcome. To respect kids and to teenagers as people, even if they don't know everything that you do. To nurture their ability to grow, change, acknowledge things about the world that you never saw before, or learning things about the world that they would never see in their lifetime from you. It's strange. There will always be generational trauma, but that in and of itself is further proof that eventually the different generations that make up civilization will coagulate enough to form a consistent public consciousness. Here's hoping that in the future we're heading towards, it's a public consciousness that works through its issues and doesn't suppress them. There may be years of rest needed. There may be years of conflict needed. I want to see a place where people aren't scared to be themselves, even if they still must learn some level of social etiquette and tact so as to better respect the boundaries of themselves and others. Not as restraint, but as self-discipline that nurtures new strength. That sounded very nice, but I don't think I can fully wrap my mind around the full scale of what I just said. So I'm probably just gonna hop to another world. Ugh. Rocks. Ew. It's interesting. Every single person has worth and value, even the ones who you would think of as never being a part of your life. People who you think of as immature or just too different to understand still have worth and value. Yet we also must respect the law of the wild, that we all still need resources to survive. There will always be those who attempt to hoard resources for themselves, who can play the social game well enough to twist around the system and bend it under their own hand. Damn, narrow boss fight area. Wow. I could go on and on and on and on, but preferably let's not. How much material would it take to really make something like this? Don't know if this is the one I started out on, but I don't really care. It works well enough. interesting, easy, entertaining to think about. Yeah. But that doesn't always mean it's useful to think about such things either. Oh, so the plants can hold my full body weight without bending. Damn, this reality's tough. Fucking, even the plants here are weightlifting. And here I thought I was one of the few that did that. A little silliness from my fictional self and our idea of her aside. There's something about ruins that occupy my mind. Even if only for about a moment. To know that a piece of history stands here in front of us is wonderful. Something built by human hands that has outlasted the very hands that built it. To think of boundaries and territories, boundaries and borders as territories that can overlap with each other, occupying the same space, instead of walls that divide concepts between each other, saying that this is mine and that is yours. Makes sense in a way. A boundary is something you do for your own self-regulation, so a boundary on one concept would not be the same as a boundary on another. Thus, the concept would regulate itself around that boundary, even if there is more to its substance than it wants to acknowledge. Neat. It's always fun to try doing silly things like applying social dynamics and psychology concepts onto inanimate creatures and structures, such that you realize that, hey, maybe, just maybe, everything is the same, yet different. Different, yet the same. Oh, hello. Forgot you were here. I haven't really played the game at all, so I've seen clips from YouTube, but that's it. Oh. How the fuck did I not notice you? You are massive. Walls of building, you were caught up in what you were talking about and focusing on describing it, as opposed to actually observing your environment. AKA autopilot. Okay, got it. Oh. Interesting. The game itself would not normally let you do this, and yet here we are having a new experience. Sure, it may not be the most amazing, wonderful, or interesting experience, but it is a new experience nonetheless, isn't it? Oh, spooky, spooky, spooky tree, spooky, spooky, spooky tree. Yeah, no, that would be a thought from the internet. I'm willing to bet there's someone out there who would want to freaking get down with that thing, that dude, that whatever, whoever. Somewhere in the world. Oops. Damn. Okay. I'm probably gonna call this quits as a recording for now. See y'all in whatever else. Lovely. See you all in whatever the fuck else I decide to upload today. Bye!